Hi, I'm glad you're here and I'm honored that you're watching. I really hope that you find this to be a good use of your time. I'm Billy Goldstein. I'm a board member and vice president of the Children's Brain Tumor Foundation. And I'm here today to take a few minutes to tell you a children's story. Well, it's not a children's story in the true sense of the phrase, but it is a story about children. And one child in particular, my child. Jacob was a healthy, happy, smart, funny, athletic, and kind 8-year-old when we noticed that something was wrong. Very quickly, the headaches started, and boy, they really were terrible headaches. Right away, we went to see a pediatric neurologist who assessed them and realized that something was awfully wrong. Directly from there, he went to a hospital where he ended up seeing a world-renowned pediatric neurosurgeon who ran some tests, including an MRI. And he gave us those two little dreaded words that no parent or child ever can imagine, wants to hear, or is prepared to hear. Brain tumor. All this happened on the morning of March 12th, 2013. 2 days later, Jacob underwent 5 hours of brain surgery to resect or remove his brain tumor, which was about the size of a baseball, all stuck inside of a small 8-year-old skull. This all happened also just a few days before Jacob was due to turn 9 years old. He spent 5 days in the hospital before coming home, and then a few days later we celebrated his 9th birthday. And as you can imagine, it was an incredible celebration. On Father's Day, just 3 months after his diagnosis and surgery, Jacob surprised me. His balance and coordination had improved enough that he was able to once again ride a bicycle. It may not seem like much, but it was a humongous accomplishment for both him and for me. And that image is still etched in my mind. It's now been 7 years since Jacob had his surgery, and I'm incredibly happy and honored to say that Jacob is a healthy, happy, smart, funny, athletic, and kind 16-year-old teenager. But Jacob is one of the lucky ones. He knows it, and I know it. 6 months after Jacob's surgery and diagnosis, the fog in my mind finally lifted, and I decided that there had to be a silver lining from this ordeal. I felt a desperate urge to find an organization that focused on children with brain tumors, and I did a lot of research, and after a lot of research, I finally settled on the Children's Brain Tumor Foundation. What differentiated the CBTF from many other organizations out there, and there are a lot of very good organizations, is that CBTF had a dual focus on the research and the quality of life. They had funded many researchers who were looking into cures and treatments for pediatric brain tumors, and they also had founded the Children's Brain Tumor Tissue Consortium. But they also were focused on the quality of life of survivors, which is not just the children, but all the loved ones, the family and the friends around those children that were afflicted by a brain tumor. One of the many events that CBTF has throughout the years, and believe me, they have tons of programming, is something that's called a Just Us Retreat. And it happens on a weekend in October when fathers and the child go away camping for a weekend in New Jersey. And they will join another group of maybe 10 or 20 or more, father and survivor. And we spend an incredible weekend bonding with our child and discussing our experiences with other fathers that are also in similar situations, and also meeting unbelievable kids who have fought or are fighting a brain tumor. These are kids between the ages typically of 10 to 25. And it's by far, if you ask Jacob or me, this is one of my favorite weekends of the entire year. When a child has a brain tumor, usually a lot of well-meaning family and friends will ask the parents what they can do to help. And immediately there's a lot of ways they can help. They can help with the siblings. They can help with meals. They can shuttle kids around. But after a month or so, when people ask parents how they can help, there isn't an obvious answer. We need the help, but we don't know how to ask for it. Well, helping CBTF is one of the best ways in which you can help, because CBTF's entire mission is focused around helping children and those people affected by this illness, whether it's physical challenges, mental difficulties, social problems. All of these things affect children and their families. It impacts school, friendships, dating, getting into colleges, getting jobs, and CBTF has programs to address all of these areas and also help build a community of survivors that support each other. And again, that includes the children and also the parents. And believe me, when a child has a brain tumor, everyone around them is affected. I once tried to explain to a friend of mine what it actually felt like and how a brain tumor impacts a family. And the best analogy that I could use was the following one. I told them, I feel as though my family was having dinner around the kitchen table and somebody threw a live grenade on top of the kitchen table. The grenade went off and all of us got hurt. All of us got shrapnel. But Jacob jumped on top of the grenade and he ended up taking the brunt of the impact. Please support CBTF so it can continue to do all the wonderful things that it does for children and survivors of pediatric brain tumors. Now let me conclude by quoting one of the great philosophers of our time, the late comedian Robin Williams, who in the movie Patch Adams said the following, which stuck in my mind. He said, "You treat the disease, you win or you lose. You treat the person, you win, no matter what the outcome. Help us win, no matter what the outcome. Please donate to CBTF now, and please share this with your friends and family so they too can donate and help survivors improve the outcomes and, more importantly, win no matter what the outcome." I'm Billy Goldstein, proud father of 4, including Jacob, and I'm a board member for CBTF. Thank you for watching and thanks for your support.